Welcome to Great Talk and Entertainment. I'm your host, KJ, and this is the podcast where we review movies and TV shows from all your favorite superheroes, including Marvel Comics and DC Comics and much more. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Great Talk and Entertainment official channel. Now let's go, baby. Welcome back, everybody, and thank you so much for tuning in to Great Talk and Entertainment, and check out the podcast / YouTube channel here to hear all my reviews. I thank you so much. And now, as we continue on a new series, I'm gonna be reviewing season 3 of The Mandalorian. That's only on the Disney Plus. Now, I'll be reviewing. Each of them are going to be all spoilers. On each episode, of course, will be a spoiler review. So, it's your guys' warning. If you have not seen any of this, watch this before you listen to this. My review, because I don't want to be the one to spoil all the awesome and fun stuff ahead. So, again, this is a spoiler review of Season 3, Episode 1 for The Mandalorian. So, let's get into it. Episode 1 starts off with a ceremony where you see a young boy taking his final step to becoming a Mandalorian, about swearing that he would never ever take off the helmet, just like any Mandalorian, because that is the way. But before that was even going, it was over. A giant reptile attacked, and everybody was shooting and blasting. All the young ones had to hide back in the cave. And this was a very giant reptile. It was very difficult to take down. But luckily, the Mandalorian with Baby Grogu attacked it, stopped it, and saved the day. Even though the Mandalorian is an outcast because he took off his helmet in front of, well, not a human, but a robot, IG-11, which we'll talk about later. He is here to redeem himself. And he has to speak with the armorer and try to explain why he deserves this redemption and why he wants to be a Mandalorian, prove to her that he is the one and that he is still loyal to the Mandalorian way. Now, by doing all this, he has to get IG-11 back up and running as he heads to Navarro, where we see the High Chief, Greef Karga, and we also meet pirates who we see one of them named Vane is causing a lot of trouble in this town. And now between those two events, you see that, why I bring those up, because Greef Karga wants the Mandalorian to be the sheriff, the bodyguard. But obviously, the Mandalorian says no because he's on a quest, a mission to redeem himself, and he has a lot of things. So, as we see that he tries to get IG-11 to work, he comes back to life, but he automatically wants to start shooting Baby Grogu. So, there is a big malfunction. It seems impossible, but the only alien type species creatures that can do this are Anzillians who can fix things. They're like mechanics, basically. If you watch the newer Star Wars movies that came out with like the Kylo Ren and stuff, you see those creatures appear in one of the films. Like I can't remember. I have to rewatch them, but they did show up. So now back to the pirate situation. As they're trying to get IG-11 running, before all that, there's these pirates, and one of them was the head of them named Vane. He demands a drink, but they're really just trying to cause problems because of the deal. The High Chief, Greef, made a deal with Gordian Shard, the Pirate King, and have that treasure literally help this sector back to life, and may be the first potential independent trade-in that's not under the New Republican, basically. And so there's a lot going on. So you got again, the Mandalorian main story of him trying to redeem himself, which I believe he's doing this so he can make Baby Grogu a Mandalorian himself. Secondly, we have this like another story that is potentially building up, which I'm going to presume it would be a big important part in this whole season of Navarro being this first independent planet, big galaxy of the Star Wars universe. And with that, I think there's going to be a lot to it because I think there's a big war going on that's beyond the Mandalorian way because, and I think the Mandalorian and Grogu are going to be the ones who are going to be a bigger part of a bigger mission in the Star Wars franchise of this season. That's what I think it's going, and I'm just basing this off of Episode 1, of course. So please, please, please don't beat me up on that. This episode definitely had a lot of action packed, like classic Western and space battling. So like the Western type shooting guns is where, like I said, the pirates came and the High Chief, Master Grief. He was the first gunslinger to get the shot first, and Vane ran away to tell his boss, the Pirate King, about it. And I think. Again, I think those pirates are going to be a bigger part of the story, obviously. It's about treasure, owning things, and a lot of people are going to turn on each other, of course. So, with that, and then obviously this show has shown like a lot of these characters have grown. Especially Grogu, his force has become better. He's really good with it. Like, I mean, and he did little funny things. Like, for example, when they're in the High Chief Master's Grief's office, he used the Force to get a piece of candy. Yes, it was cute. It was funny. But if you remember, that's something he struggled doing. He could do it, but in the beginning, Grogu couldn't get it right on the first try. Grogu's doing this more like a pro in a way. I'm sure he has a lot to learn, but it still just shows how much he has involved. The Mandalorian, same as well. Now, he is definitely still committed to the oath of the Mandalorian way. And I think that's why they showed in episode 1 the opening scene of you see a young boy, take this commitment to it, say, hey, yeah, I'll never take off this Mandalorian mask because this is the way. And I think there's a bigger secret, or not a big secret, but a harsh truth of how this because I don't think it's like a cult not realizing they're a cult, right? And I think it's gonna have a lot of elements of that, obviously, but I really like how they made sure that this was the main key point of this episode. You see how a young child has to make this oath at a young age, and you see how the Mandalorian now he's trying to redeem himself to prove that he's still a Mandalorian because this is what he's been known his whole life. And he's trying to. Now, he's been offered, a new job in Navarro, and you see him turn it down not because he wants to he doesn't appreciate everything he's done. This Mandalorian has helped a lot of people from season 1, season 2 to this season, obviously already. And you see all the relationships he has created who have no connections to the Mandalorian way of living. And they're all looking out for him, saying, man, just hang up the helmet. Just be a different person. This is a new freedom, but he doesn't want that because he is so loyal to the Mandalorian way. And And so I think this is the setup of seeing him trying to be a parent, basically, right, to Grogu. And he thinks Grogu is the answer, who's going to be like the savior of the Mandalorian, but even to this whole Star Wars universe, right? And I totally understand, but I like to see him. He's very conflicted, like he's gonna do everything he can to do it, but I think I think this season is setting it up where Grogu had to make a choice in season 2. Was he gonna stay and become a Jedi, or was he gonna stay with the Mandalorian? And now you're gonna see the Mandalorian make a choice, and I think it's either the Mandalorian way or start a new life with the freedom he has now. Like, he doesn't have to commit to them. He doesn't have to do bounty hunters, but you're very gonna see it, and for him to go out and make the stretch of a sacrifice to prove his loyalty, you're going to watch him be conflicted, and it's going to affect others. And I think, to me, this episode shows that the bond between Grogu and the Mandalorian are going to be put to test. Is he really more loyal to protecting Grogu, or is he more loyal to the Mandalorian way? And in his mind, he wants to combine both. So if he can I think he wants to make Grogu a Mandalorian, which would be cool. I mean, you have Master Yoda, who is, a Jedi Master, and then maybe Grogu can be the, Master or whatever, just the Mandalorian way. And, that would be really neat to see a different aspect of that. Not in a Jedi way, but more of a Mandalorian way. And we see, like, other characters show up, like, we'll get into about Botana and all that, and others. So I'm definitely, we're gonna get into it. So let's start with the first topic, IG-11. So here's what I think. I think personally, I don't think IG-11 is gonna be enough to convince the armor that to her that he's reading. I think she's gonna still dismiss it in a way, or I also think he may fail. I think they may fail to bring this robot back to life, but it really depends. Like I said, if you remember, that IG-11 was in a lava, and he sacrificed himself. This robot sacrificed itself to protect everybody else, including the man. He even said the Mandalorian's life, literally, his life, and so it's a big deal. And obviously, the Mandalorian really appreciates him because, again, if you see that he made that sacrifice, he appreciates IG-11 for saving his life, because this is where we saw in that season that the Mandalorian really cares about Grogu, and he's very protective of him. And I think that was very important. And now this is like a thing where he needs IG-11 to help him again in a way. So I don't think that he's gonna succeed. I don't think the Mandalorian is gonna succeed. I think I could be wrong, but I don't think IG-11 is going to be the one that's going to convince them to take the Mandalorian back. So that's what I think on that. Let's talk about Gordon Shard, the Pirate King. I like how Mandalorian is teaching Grogu. I almost said Yoda. Bad me. But he's teaching Grogu how to drive this spaceship, which I think is called the Naboo. I think. If I'm wrong, please let me know in the comment. But the spaceship they're driving, I think he was showing how to read coordinates, how to steer, which one is what, and he told him like, "Hey, never trust a pirate, like, and just escape," because I think that's really cool. And obviously, I think this is a fan favorite character in the Star Wars universe. I think people wanted to see a live action version of this character, and they finally did. And so I really hope that they keep this character a little bit longer. But I think this character will be one of the characters that does get killed off. But hopefully, we get like at least 3 more episodes with this character. At least that's what I personally think, because I think this character has a lot of potential. And from what I researched, I know that this character has comic books just on its own. Like, this character has been part of a lot of Star Wars comic books, and so I would hope to see more of this character. I mean, personally, would I like to see this character expand beyond the Mandalorian show? Of course, but if I had to go the realistic way, I hope we can just get 3 more episodes of this character, and I think that would be more satisfying to satisfy the Star Wars fans and stuff. So that's what I would go with. But it's really cool. I mean, yeah, he looks like a one of those chia pets, but I want to see more of this character a lot more. I think this is one of my favorite characters in the Star Wars universe, so I definitely want to see more of this. Let's see. And the next topic is Purrgil whales are now canon, or live action canon, in the Star Wars universe. And we didn't see a full version of it, but we saw the shadow of them where the Mandalorian and Baby Grogu were in hyperspace. And that's a big reference, because if you watch the cartoon animation series Star Wars Rebels, Ezra Bridge battled Thrawn, and Thrawn got knocked out or sucked in by one of those whales. And it really indicates to a lot of the Star Wars fans that these two still exist. It's very confusing with the Star Wars timeline on this season, because even the director wasn't really very clear on it. So I don't know if that event and what happened in Star Wars Rebels happened before or after. I'm not sure, but if you know the answers, let me know in the comment below. I would love to know. But I think that was really cool. At first, I thought, did Grogu, I almost say Goku, but did Grogu summon them or sense them, in like that Jedi way? I'm not sure, because at first I was like, oh, maybe he did it, maybe Grogu did it, but then I rewatched it and I was kind of like, oh, maybe he wasn't, because it obviously I can't really tell, because they use an actual like Baby Grogu doll, and obviously it's just animated VVX or whatever. So I couldn't really tell if that's just how they were trying to make a Grogu move, because the Mandalorian was sleeping, and so I'm not really sure. But if he did summon them, like like with the Force, I think that'd be really cool. But why did he do it? Or can he communicate with those type of space animals? I'm not sure, but that's a theory that I thought. And I just wanted to share it a little bit. I didn't get deep into that theory, but I just think that if Grogu did, I think that just how it shows how powerful the Force within him has. But I also can just look at it and be like, oh, maybe that's just how they had Grogu look in that scene, like his head was just moving, like. But and Grogu's not gonna tell Mandalorian. He never tells Mandalorian anything, so it's gonna be interesting if they're gonna go anywhere. Obviously, it's just a really cool scene to show how cool hyperspace looks. But like in Star Wars Rebels, I think you could see Jedi's like ride these like whales, and they're easy to control, I guess, and they're they don't have to they can fly, swimming out. So I get that people are hoping to see Thawne and Ezra, and I think that'd be really cool. I mean, it like I said, it's just very unclear, like where the timeline of season 3 is at within with the Star Wars series timeline. I had to really deep search her now for this, but I'm gonna keep looking, obviously. But if you guys know, let me know in the comments. But what I think about that and all of this, like, that'd be cool to see a live action version of those two characters from the Star Wars Rebels, and that would definitely connect the. I mean, I know all those cartoon shows are connected to the Star Wars universe, but I think this would be a more clear answer and definition of like how connected are all these Star Wars shows and movies are definitely connected even more. It's just one of there's like you always have your small ones that the small connections that go off, but this will be a big connection to really show the fans, the audience, the viewers that okay, this connects to this and that. Gotcha, like type thing. And I think that's really cool. I just hope to see more of those, and I'm really definitely excited. So, do I think? So I think there is a possibility that we could see at least one of these characters appear in this seasons of season 3 of the Mandalorian. Like, it's a possibility. Like, I think it'd be really cool, and I think Ezra could be the one to train Grogu to be a Jedi too. I think that's still a possibility. I think the idea of Grogu becoming a Jedi is still on the table. I don't think Luke Skywalker was the one, but I think Ezra Bridge could, because he's a character that who like, okay, so in a Jedi, why you can't have like no attachment, like that's why Anakin became Vader. But Ezra is a character who has attachment, who connects to his feelings, and who has been dabbled in the dark side in a way, or tempted, kind of like Rey, like she was in this Star Wars series. But I think he'd be the right one, because he can relate to have attachments or a close relationship with somebody, whether it's like a love relationship, a friend relationship, or a family relationship type thing. And that would help Grogu learn how to become a Jedi Master, and I think he could be the one to train him. And that's something I still can see, and I would love to see that be shown in this season, but who knows, right? I'm just reviewing episode 1, but I think that'd be really cool. Apparently there's a new Republican, and nobody, and I was really curious, because when Grief was talking about like he don't want to bow down to them to have like a share up. That's why he was offering the Mandalorian that job at first. I think he just doesn't want to bow down. So I think it'd be interesting. That's why they have the resistance out there. Obviously, we don't know. Again, it's very unclear about who's alive, who's still working. Within this timeline of the Mandalorian season 3, which again, this is only on episode 1, but I still think that the new Republican thing is, I think there's still shady people there, and I still think that some still want to continue what Darth Vader and the whole Empire of the Sith want to continue doing. So I still think they all still exist. I mean, not Darth Vader, but the people who learned from him and other Sith members. So I still think that where does Kylo Ren? Is he still a boy? Is he still a baby? Who knows? But it's one of those type of questions of like, it's unclear right now. But I think I think season 3 is definitely going to make it clear. I think it's going to be very easy to understand now. And I think that, again, this is where, because of that, and that's like another story within the season that's kind of building up to at the same time. So, again, the Mandalorian is finding is conflicted, and he doesn't even realize it yet. And then they show us Kavala, which is like there's the Mandalorian castle, and we see Botan, and she's kind of like doing that King the Conqueror thing, laying on the throne, but she's kind of bitter, kind of upset that she lost the fight between to win that black saber, lightsaber, and she was like, "Yeah, just wave it around, and they'll listen to you. Like, just go to here." But she's like, "Yeah, don't go in that little pool water thing, living water thing, because it's poison. It's gonna like kill you, whatever." And she's telling the Mandalorian, like, "Yeah, the Mandalorian way it's all fake. It's all destroyed." Like, she's very bitter about it. She's angry, and I still think that she's gonna turn on the Mandalorian. I think she still wants that black lightsaber, and I think she's willing to do whatever it takes. Like, she has that anger and the hatred type thing, and in every Star Wars series, when you see a character that has a lot of hatred and that's out for revenge, your lightsaber turns red. So she may not have a lightsaber, but her heart's turned red like the dark Sith to me. So that's what I think is gonna happen. I think she's gonna turn on him, and she's gonna get revenge and destroy whatever living Mandalorian cult way. That's what I think. But uh, the Mandalorian told her that, "Hey, I'm gonna prove to you and see if you're telling the truth." Because is she telling the truth? I would say, you know what? I think she is telling the truth, honestly. But here's what I think, though. I think there is a way to fix some of this stuff that she's talking about, but I think she doesn't want to fix it. I think she wants to destroy the Mandalorian society, the whole thing about it, and erase history of it. And I think that's what she's out to do, is literally completely get rid of the Mandalorian lifestyle completely. So that's where I think that's going to head off. But I could be wrong. Like, whose side is she really on? At this point, I don't know. But if I had to guess, I think just because she's showing, like, again, I'm just basing off of my knowledge of every time I see somebody in the Star Wars series, somebody who has anger and rage, they do stuff like this. They want to destroy, either they want to destroy the whole Jedi way, or they want to destroy, the Resistance, or they want to destroy the Mandalorian way. So it's one of those things. I think she's gonna turn full rogue evil on them. So that's what I think about her. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But other than this was a great episode. It's a lot of teasing. It's setting up the layout of season 3 of The Mandalorian, and it seems like it's gonna be a really good season. So I'm definitely giving this 1 out of 10. I'm giving it an 8. A great episode. A little slow, but it's, again, if you watch Star Wars, any Star Wars show, it starts off a little slow, but I'm sure the pace will pick up, and it's just really cool to see where this is going, and it's kind of closer. We're getting closer and closer to, like, familiar in Star Wars characters and, like, the aftermath or the before. So you never know where this is gonna lead to, but we're getting closer to, like, familiar Star Wars franchise and planets and characters, like it says. So it's very exciting. I'm really enjoying this. And again, I think the whole cast did an amazing job. And it's teasing a lot of what ifs, and I can't wait to see more. So I can't wait. So that's my review. Thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Great Talking Entertainment Official Channel. Subscribe, hit that notification button so you can always be updated with all my latest content. Thank you and peace.